Oh, you know it's a party now. We're joined by a five-time All-Star, the 2004 Finals MVP, the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, and in just about 48 hours, Naismith Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups. Chauncey, thank you so much for stopping by.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
It's always good to see you. Is it starting to set in yet? Are you starting to finally have it set in? Take me back. What was it like receiving the call?
Yeah, the call, it was just crazy to get it. Obviously, I had been on the list for a couple years and never made it to be a finalist. So finally, I became a finalist, and then you start to think, man, it could possibly happen. And then everybody got the call. It was April Fool's Day, which was a little weird to do it on that day. But got the call, and it was just a great moment for me. I just felt so validated, from all the hard work that I had put in, all the sacrifices that you make along the way. It just felt incredible.
It definitely was not an April Fool's joke. It is incredibly well-deserved, Chauncey. But I hear it's so well-deserved that usually, right, there's a certain amount of presenters that the Hall allows folks to have when they are going into the Hall of Fame. And you're trying to maybe push that envelope a little bit. What are you trying to do here?
Well, I was going to, but unfortunately, I'm still gonna be at two. I had the very first person that came to mind for me was Larry Brown, Coach Larry Brown, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make it, and he's a little he's hurt that he can't make it. But I still will have Ben Wallace, and I have my dear friend Tina Thompson. So it'll be all right.
And he will be there in spirit. I got to ask you, we know the name Mr. Big Shot, an all-time NBA moniker, but now that you've had some time to reflect, you've watched some young kids get a big shot up or two, do you have a favorite all-time of yours?
Man, I don't know if I have a favorite, to be honest with you. The shot that I hit against Jersey to go into like the second or third overtime was probably the one that people watched the most, but we ended up losing that game. So, I have a bad feeling about that one. But I hit a few shots along the way. They all meant a lot to me.
Do any of your team now, do they call you Mr. Coach Big Shot?
Nah, they don't.
We want you to start that in Portland, particularly with you going into the Hall of Fame. And another Hall of Famer you were on a podcast with recently, Mark Spears, and I heard something that I had never heard before. There was almost a Fab Five 2.0. Can you tell us that story?
Yeah, we felt like in 1995 was our McDonald's class. We thought we had the best class ever. We still argue that with anybody. But anyway, before everybody made their decisions, you had camps and this and that, and we all had so much, our affinity for the Fab Five was so huge that we would start talking about, man, we should do our own, and it was KG. Tractor Trailer was already going to Michigan, Stephon Marbury, myself, Paul Pierce. And so we started talking about it for a while, and, it didn't get too serious because we was kind of waiting on KG to pass the ACT or the SAT. And unfortunately, he didn't, so he went pro, and obviously we all kind of scattered from there. But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that's a heck of what could have been. I could reminisce with you about your career, certainly for the rest of our show here, but let's push past this weekend, if we could, to 12 days from now when your Trailblazers are going to open the season at home against the Golden State Warriors. This team is a bunch of young guys. You're talking about Klingon, Sharp, Scoot. What kind of jump can Scoot in particular make in year two?
Yeah, I've been proud of Scoot. He had a summer where he just kind of worked on his body, worked on his game. He's feeling incredible. He's looking really good right now. I think the jump that he'll make will be good. It's more mentally than anything physically. He's a freak. He's a freak of nature. He really is. He's explosive. He's fast. He's quick. He's tenacious. He's a competitor. So I think more than anything, the game, will start to slow down for him, even though we're trying to play as fast as possible. The slowdown part would be obviously upstairs in his mind. So I'm looking forward to Scoot having a really good season.
Chauncey, thank you so very much for spending some time with us here on NBA Today. A huge congratulations to you, to your family. We look forward to seeing the ceremony this weekend.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
NBA